I want to thank the Georgia School Board Association and the Georgia Leadership Institute for School Improvement for partnering with the district in the development of the strategic plan. Now, I want to share with you today some key tactical strategies of how we will move the district forward to victory in every classroom. When I came to the district, I asked a lot of questions, and matter of fact, I'm still asking questions. But the most important one was, do we have a curriculum? Is it aligned to the Common Core standards? Is it rigorous? And do we have benchmark assessments that measure whether students are learning? You see, the what matters, but the so what matters more. This is critical. School districts, teachers, students, parents, all need ongoing diagnostic information to track progress. You see, education is not one of those absolute sciences. You've got to monitor and make adjustments. Plan, do, check, act cycle is critical. Unfortunately, we didn't have what we needed, but fortunately, we will. Work is now underway to develop a curriculum for DeKalb County School District. And we'll have it through an inclusive process involving our teachers and staff. We will share the first draft. Now, you heard that because many people felt like they didn't get to participate. So you can't ask people to own it unless they own it. We will share the first draft of our new curriculum in May, and we will ask for feedback. This is a significant undertaking, but it is critical to do what we need to do to attain victory in every classroom. We will end social promotion and set high expectations for all students. Now, you don't end social promotion overnight, because you can kill off some children. It is a process. We will partner with other organizations to implement an early learning program to capture our babies from 6 weeks old and jumpstart their education journey to pre-K. You see, the greatest part of the achievement gap, which sometimes people don't want to own or talk about, actually happens before we ever see children in kindergarten. We have to change that. We want to implement a balanced calendar so that our students don't spend so much time away from the learning environment in the summer. See, time on task in the learning environment is critical. Many of our students aren't leaving the area for those 8 or 9 weeks. Many of them don't have anything to occupy their time. That's critical time we're losing. We will invest in our teachers and leaders. Our teachers need time to participate in professional development. Teachers need just-in-time professional development to analyze the data. A weekly early release will allow teachers to have that time to analyze the data and make good instructional decisions based on that data. We will start a leadership academy for existing principals and aspiring leaders. See, we better build the pipeline. We have the talent, we just need to hone it and support it and develop it. We must provide leadership development for what is expected. We are focused on a safe and orderly environment that will address student discipline to bring a culture of respect back to our schools. Parents must know that they are sending their children to a safe place that is conducive to learning. And more importantly, children must feel safe in the halls and on the playground. Bullying has no place anywhere. We are going to have fair, firm, but consistent discipline across the district. We will have rewards and consequences for student behavior. See, I learned from my daddy that if you don't have a reward in place, you don't have a consequence. And if you have a consequence but no reward, what do you have? Our children learn based on what we give them and what we show them. At the same time, we are revamping our school options so that there are options for students who don't fit in a traditional setting. This is school. One size does not fit all. Actually, it never has. Children need more. Times have changed. It's a little more complicated in life. And yes, there are some areas where there must be zero tolerance. We must send that message. There are things that simply will not be tolerated in school, period. We're completing a district-wide salary, compensation, and organizational structure study with the goal of driving as many of our resources as we can back to the schoolhouse, back to classrooms. Our first implementation of that audit is driving and documenting, and I want to say that, over about $100 million directly to the school level. Some of our folks already work in schools, but we don't document it that way. We're going to fix it. We need a central office. I want to go on record saying that. There are those who think we don't, but we can't operate without a central office. We need personnel that understand, though, that we are going to be about servant leadership. We need personnel that understand and are willing to go that extra mile, because I will tell you, I will accept nothing less. We will implement new e-technology for our schools. As you and I both know, a 2- or 3-year-old can now easily pick up our phones, an iPhone, and in a few minutes work it better than we have for a year. They can pull up a game and an app, and we're wondering where they found it. You know, we're always amazed, but see, we're not native technology gurus. They are. We cripple them if we don't understand that. Our teachers must have instructional technology training and the technology at their fingertips. We have to let them know there's a safety net. They don't have to be afraid. If it breaks, we'll fix it. And our students must have iPads and e-books and the tools, not of tomorrow, those are the tools of today. They read their books online. They do their research online. We can't cripple our young people. We will develop our FY 2013 budget using a zero-based philosophy. This will ensure that every dollar supports the core business. And our core business is not building buildings, it is educating children. We are implementing a business model called an aligned management system to ensure that projects and initiatives are data-driven and effective. You see, I know it's all about execution. This will be the engine that drives our continuous improvement. This means measuring results regularly and annually, holding those who support children accountable, and ridding the district of programs that do not impact achievement. This is our plan, and this is our work. If it doesn't fit here, we won't be doing it. Over the next year, when you think, what are they doing in that school district? You can reflect back on this. This is what we will be doing in this school district. This is what our board will be doing, and focused on in this school district. This is what the central office personnel will be focused on in this school district. We will implement a balanced scorecard, which is a strategic planning and management system to monitor organization performance against the strategic goals. And it is an instrument that you will be able to follow. We made sure that our strategic plan was not a dissertation. Somebody said to me once, you know, anything you put out there as an educator, Dr. Atkinson, you know, we like to write, and sometimes we use some words and acronyms nobody can figure out. The one thing I heard from all levels is, please make the plan something that passes the 7-11 test. Anybody coming in or out of 7-11 ought to be able to understand it. So next year when I'm back, I'll present a report on how we've done for you to judge and hold us accountable. Now, I do have 9 people holding me very accountable, but they understand sometimes information that you might not have. But we all understand we are accountable to everyone. In closing, the state of the district is not as bad as it's been, but it's certainly not as good as it's going to be. We can do this, particularly if we stay together. You see, there are distractors that would like us to be divided. Just because we have a difference of opinion doesn't mean we get a divorce. We can do this. I know we can do it. Dr. Walker's right. I believe it in my soul, in my very being. I believe that when I pass away, and I believe I'm going to heaven, when I get to the pearly gates, I want the Lord to say, come on up, good and faithful servant. You did a lot for children. Our partnerships with the county our partnerships with the county, the business community, the state, and with our families, most importantly, will be the driving force as we move to achieve victory in every classroom. Victory in every classroom. Victory begins as we reorganize to ensure that our recipients are the best, that they're the best and most talented. Our best resources and best use of the taxpayer dollar is making sure that every child is a winner, and that victory is truly in the classroom. Thank you for your attention, your support, and for being here today.